In April 2024, looted artefacts from the Ashanti Kingdom were finally returned by the British and are back on display in their rightful place, Ghana, after 150 years of being taken by British colonisers. Ghanaians flocked to the Menchia Palace Museum in Kumasi, the capital of the Ashanti region, to welcome the 32 items home. This is a day for Ashanti, a day for the Black African continent. The spirit we share is back, said Ashanti King Otumofuo Osei-Tutu II. Interestingly, though this step towards victory isn't in its fullness, as the British colonisers who took the gold artefacts are not returning it permanently, but rather have loaned it back to Ghana for 3 years. This means, essentially, that Ghana will have to extend the loan with the approval of the British Culture Secretary or return it after the 3 years. The agreement is between two British museums, the Victoria and Albert Museum and the British Museum, and the Ashanti King, not the Ghanaian government. The Ashanti King or Ashanti Hine is seen as a symbol of traditional authority, wisdom and unity. But his kingdom is now part of Ghana's modern democracy. Our dignity is restored, Henry Amankwatia, a retired police commissioner and proud Ashanti, told journalists as he was drumming jubilantly. The Victoria and Albert Museum is lending 17 pieces, while 15 are from the British Museum. The return of the artefacts coincides with the Silver Jubilee celebration of the Ashanti Hine. Some of the items, described by some as Ghana's crown jewels, were looted during the Anglo-Ashanti Wars of the 19th century, including the famous Sagranti War of 1874. We acknowledge the very painful history surrounding the acquisition of these objects, a history tainted by the scars of imperial conflict and colonialism, said Dr. Tristram Hunt, director of the Victoria and Albert Museum, who has travelled to Kumasi for the ceremony. Among the returned artefacts are the Sword of State, gold peace pipe, and gold badges worn by officials charged with cleansing the soul of the king. These treasures have borne witness to triumph and trials of the great kingdom, and their return to Kumasi is testament to the power of cultural exchange and reconciliation, said Dr. Hunt. One of the returned items, the Sword of State, also called the Mpomponsua sword, holds great significance for the Ashanti people. It serves as a sword of office that is used in swearing the oath of office to the kingdom by paramount chiefs and the king himself. Royal historian Osei-Bonsu Safo Kantanka told the BBC that when the items were taken from the Ashanti, it took away a portion of our heart, our feeling, our whole being. The Ashanti Otumofuo Hine Osei-Tutu II delivered a lecture at the British Museum on Friday, July the 19th, 2024 in London. The lecture was on the theme Ashanti, Culture and Heritage, Past and Present, and it is the first international lecture for the Otumofuo this year. The Ashanti King thanked the UK for returning the looted artefacts of the kingdom, which were lost during the 19th century conflict between the British and the Ashanti people. The return of the artefacts is as controversial as it is significant. Under UK law, national museums like the Victoria and Albert and the British Museum are banned from permanently giving back contested items in their collections, and loan deals such as this are seen as a way to allow objects to return to their countries of origin. Many Ghanaians feel the ornaments should remain permanently. Many African countries have repeatedly called for the return of looted items, with some regaining ownership of precious historical artefacts in recent years. In 2022, Germany gave back over 1,000 Benin bronzes to Nigeria. The German foreign minister said at the time it was a step in dealing with a dark colonial history. What are your thoughts? Do you think Britain should return the artefacts permanently, or continue with the loans? Does the arrangement sound fair to you, or is it just another slap in the face that demonstrates a lingering misuse of power that can never be erased? Let me know your comments and thoughts. Bye for now.